What is up, KLIQPOD family? Today is Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. And what did we learn on tonight's SmackDown? Who will get the upper hand of the United States Championship hunt? Or will a new title contender emerge? What's the status of Daniel Bryan? And what did he respond? How did he respond to KO and Sami Zayn's attack from last week? And will Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles both make it to Mania 100%? This and more after the intro. I'm your host, JG, and as always, we're here for your Tuesday Night Smackdown review. Real quick, want to give a shout out to the KLIQPOD family. Mr. Mean Dean doing amazing with the old school A through Z pay-per-views. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook. Over there, we're still under the Outsiders Podcast. We're starting the new page, so keep your eyes out for that. Don't forget to go ahead, follow, subscribe. Go ahead and follow us on YouTube at the KLIQPOD. If you're actually watching this video, you're probably there now, so why don't you go ahead and take a second for me, like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. And go ahead and follow us on Twitter at KLIQPOD. You can follow me individually at the Legend958, and don't forget about the KLIQPOD Gaming and JG or KLIQPOD JG. That's our Twitch names. Come check the channel out, guys. We talk wrestling, play video games, talk whatever you want, honestly. But that's not what we're here for. Tonight, we are here for Tuesday Night Smackdown. And so, tonight's show, we kick off with Bobby Roode and Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev in a tag match. Originally, it was supposed to be Singh. I probably totally messed that up. One of the Singh brothers. Unfortunately, he was injured, had the brace around his neck. So fortunately, Jinder was able to find a replacement. And that replacement just happened to be Mr. Rusev. Happy Rusev Day to everyone. And overall, thought the match was pretty good. Had a nice pace to it. It actually went through 2 different commercial breaks, so I mean, that was nice. And it was exciting to finally start the show off with a match, and a good match at that. Match went really well. Like I said, good pace. And even Jinder performed well in the ring tonight, which is shocking and surprising. Rusev did his thing as always. Randy and Bobby couldn't find the cohesion that Jinder and Rusev were bringing. Rusev and Jinder actually win this match. Then we cut to commercial break. This is our 3rd commercial. We come back from the commercial break, and we pick up on Jinder walking backstage with the Singh brother that's injured. He happens to come across Rusev and expresses to Rusev how happy and thankful he was to have him as his partner tonight. And Rusev said he's thankful too. And you know what? He's the one who actually pinned the United States champion. So he's going to go ahead and find Daniel Bryan and make this a 4-way for the United States Championship Mania. And officially after this, that's what we got stuck with. We got the 4-way. I hope the WWE does this right. Do not give the belt back to Bobby. Do not give it to Jinder. Why don't you go ahead and give that belt to Rusev? Rusev has all the push in the world right now. I think he would be the perfect United States champion at this point. And let's really not only just keep him as the United States champion, but let's also build him and keep pushing him into the title hunt for the for the WWE Championship. So I mean, good way to start the show. It was definitely nice. Like I said, it was just nice not coming out with some talking or something else. I mean, over on Raw every week we always start out with Kurt Angle coming out to the ring. It was nice. I mean, especially after last week, how emotional last week's show was, especially that in the intro coming in with Daniel Bryan coming back, expressing everything, how much he missed the fans, everything like that. This was a really good way to get us a little pop going in tonight. And I just got to say right off the bat, man, SmackDown really moved through for me tonight. I don't know if it was because I was actually enjoying the show or, man, time was just flying. But next thing I know, I look up, we're already at the main event. It was kind of crazy. I do want to point out, you guys know I'm a WCW guy. I love Orn Anderson. Bobby Roode probably has the prettiest spine buster since Orn Anderson. Like, when I seen it tonight, I was just amazed. I was like, damn, that is very impressive. So, as I expressed, we know officially going into Mania now, we have the 4-way for the United States Championship. Let's hope it goes the right way and Rusev gets the push and he exits Mania as the champion. But only time will tell. But if the WWE's smart, they'll finally listen to us. Or maybe they have listened to us and that's why they threw Rusev in this match. They heard that we don't really want anybody to come out there. I mean, yeah, I would like to see Bobby Roode there, but they kind of blew it right now. I want Bobby to kind of go through his transition over to a heel character. Stop being the babyface. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of babyface Roode. It's just not appealing to me at all. So, let's go. Let's go. Happy Rusev Day. After this, we get a segment with AJ and Shinsuke backstage. And I really enjoyed this, guys. We have Shinsuke approaching AJ and telling and running past AJ that he actually wants AJ at his best. And he knows AJ wants him at his best. And that he actually wants AJ in his corner tonight. Not only wants, he needs him. And AJ responds perfectly for where we can see this is going. AJ's response at this moment is that he's not going to do it just for the WWE Universe. He's doing it for the dream match. So he agrees to be in Shinsuke's corner later in the main event when Shinsuke takes on Shelton Benjamin. And of course we know Chad Gable's going to be in Shelton Benjamin's corner. After this, we have our second match of the night. It's actually Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott. Of course, Ruby's accompanied by the Riott Squad. Every week I see Ruby, she just grows more and more on me. This woman is so good in the ring. I don't like how the match ended tonight, but I like the performance in the ring. I don't think the crowd gave it enough reaction. I think they should have definitely had some more time out there. I wish the crowd would have been more engaged, but I did enjoy this. They had a really nice speed, a lot of fast motions, then they would slow it down at the perfect time. I just love the way Ruby feels like she's gradually growing into a technician in the ring, and I really like that. But not only that, I like the small interferences the Riott Squad do. It's not like other ones where they, just blatantly interfere. These are small little tactics. But with that being said, not every Ruby Riott match has the Riott Squad involved. So that's why I don't feel she's one of those heels where every week she's just using heel tactics to win. She's proven herself. She just understands that it's easier to use the heel tactics to get over. Becky Lynch actually wins this. Crazy, right? But like I was saying before, I didn't like the ending. The ending was a quick roll-up after a failed first attempt. I didn't like it at all. It had more of that heelish feel to me. As in the heels getting the win, not the baby face. So I wasn't really happy with the finish, but the match itself was really good. As I was saying, definitely a lot of quick spots. Slowed down at the correct times. Wasn't a lot of lag to this match. I would have liked to see them gone a little bit longer. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. Becky walks away. And then crazily enough, the Riott Squad tries to attack Becky. She throws him over the top rope, indicating that she's going to win the Women's Battle Royal. I guess it's not the Mae Young Classic, Mae Young Battle Royal, but the Women's Battle Royal. Not much of the finish, but I enjoyed the rest of it, as I said. Then we see, before we cut to commercial break, we see Daniel Bryan walking towards the ring. We cut to commercial break and back. Daniel comes out. An issue Usually when he comes out, his intro hits, he comes through the thing, we get a little pop. And this is where Pittsburgh actually scared me this evening. I didn't think we would get the... I know it's hard to match we got last week, of course. It's the man's first return. It's the man announcing that he's returning from retirement last week. This week it was something different. This week, I wanted to see the effects after last week. And originally, Pittsburgh didn't give him the original pop. It's almost like he had to build them into the pops that they're giving him. Which in no place do I think Pittsburgh's a bad wrestling city. I'm not trying to express that at all. You guys are amazing out there. It's just, eventually the pops were fantastic. It's just that initial pop wasn't there for me. I was a little bummed about that, but as we progress, Daniel actually talked a minute on the mic here, but at no point did I not feel intrigued anymore with what he was talking about. Daniel comes out and he heads to the ring, as I was saying before. He announces that he's going to, instead of firing KO and Sammi, SmackDown is the land of opportunities, so he's going to give them an opportunity. One last opportunity. Pretty much a tag match between him and Shane, KO and Sammi. If Daniel and Shane win, Sammi and KO are fired. But if KO and Sammi win, they're reinstated back to SmackDown. They could be going two different ways with this. Either Daniel and Shane could get the win, and we can have them get fired, but then end up on Raw. Or, obviously, they win. We'll definitely talk about that more. Definitely get into that in the pre-show. But it's interesting, this build-up. We called this last week. Everybody's known. The universe is known. We were going to see this at Mania. We just didn't know how it turned out. This turned out excellent. I wasn't intrigued, and then they started slowly building it up for me between Daniel and Shane. And then when they kicked in Sammi and KO, and then we had the attack on Shane and the attack on Daniel right after he announces he's returning, man, you had me hook, line, and sinker. Sammi and KO are playing perfect heels right now. They are just beautiful. With their mic work, the way this story is building, everything is just so perfect. And I am so fucking excited. Excuse my language. I am so excited to see Daniel back in the ring finally. Daniel announces tonight that Shane's in the hospital currently. He'll come with an update later, find out that Shane has a hernia. I've had one, man. I mean, that is definitely pretty risky if it's real. And if it's not, I mean, this is what we expected anyways when we left the review last week, is that we would probably see Shane coming directly into Mania, or maybe show up for a split second on Tuesday and do the typical Shane attack where he comes out of nowhere and attacks them. I'm really excited about this, man. And then Daniel is just building this up for me while he's dropping this promo. He explains why he gives KO and Sammi so many opportunities. He thinks they're two of the best wrestlers of this generation. He's been up and down the road with them. They've given a couch to sleep on. You know, just everything they've been through together. But then he announces that he realizes they tried to take all his dreams away. Everything he worked so hard for 3 years to get back to the WWE, they tried to take it away last week. And what he's going to do is fight, and Daniel Bryan is going to wrestle at WrestleMania, guys. So as I said before, we got the tag match at WrestleMania. That's pretty exciting, good build-up. I definitely can't wait to see next week's SmackDown, see where this is going. To let you in an inside thing I want to talk about on Mania is I want to talk about a certain little twist. What if Daniel Bryan was still in cahoots with KO and Sammi, and this was just the perfect setup? Don't want to ruin that now, but let's talk about that a little bit more later. But just think of how exciting that would be. Before I get in this next part, I just want to express I love... Now, the tag team division only feels like it's 3 teams at this point. The Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeoning Brothers. I love the work these 3 teams are doing together. I love the intimidation and the physical factor of the Bludgeoning Brothers. I love the never back down from the Usos and the New Day. And I love that the New Day and the Usos are actually working together against the Bludgeoning Brothers. It just shows even that much more how intimidating they were. So tonight, we get to see the New Day back in full effect. Xavier, Big E, and Kofi. The first time since the attack. And it's going to be the New Day versus the Bludgeoning Brothers. New Day come out and drop a fire promo. How regardless of what the Bludgeoning Brothers did, and they did it, they were not going to detour the New Day's road to WrestleMania. And sure enough, seeing them tonight, I enjoyed it. It's going to be Xavier Rhodes and Big E versus the Bludgeoning Brothers. We start out with Xavier. He starts out with the double-legged drop kick. Then he does this beautiful high-flying senton over the ropes. Phenomenal, man. Quick start by the New Day, and then maybe a minute, 2 minutes into the match, the Bludgeoning Brothers take over, and I mean they take over. These boys are just destroying, just manhandling the New Day. Out runs the Usos, attack the Bludgeoning Brothers. The Usos and the Usos and the New Day single out Rowan and Harper, and attack them individually. Rowan and Harper get the mallets, swing for the fences, as all five of the New Day and the Usos skedaddle from the ring. Don't blame them for 1 second. I mean, the way they're setting this up is exciting. They have me intrigued. I can't wait to see this match. I can't wait to see the full performance of all three of these teams at Mania. We already know the Usos and the New Day have the capability to steal the show any night. I think this very well will be the number 1 or 2 match of the night at Mania. Promise you. I don't know if I'm willing to guarantee it like I did with the Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali in the top 3 matches of the night, but I'm pretty close. Maybe I will before we get to that point. We still are 2 weeks away. Then, once again, I'm let down. Night was rolling for me. I'm enjoying the show up to this point. Then it's going to be, we cut back from commercial break. We see Fandango and Tyler Breeze out there dancing. Or do you think they're wasting these two? Absolute waste, man. And then we get Dolph Ziggler coming out. So it's going to be Dolph versus Tyler Breeze. Absolutely quick and ridiculous match, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand what they're doing with these three anymore. You just signed Dolph to a new contract. Am I wrong? You would think setting him up the way you did with him just abandoning the United States Championship, they would have a bigger role, bigger push for him. Instead, this man is being, from my perspective, relegated to the D League. This man is being included in the 8-man or the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Don't get me wrong, it's just the name in front of it that has all the gloriousness. Man, we've seen Battle Royals through and through. This is a wasted match, and you have high-profile names in this match. And do they think this is going to make it exciting for us? No, this is just another way for them to try to squeeze everybody on the card. So any wrestler you want to see, you're going to see that night. I hate this. I hate where they're progressing with this. And then to top that off, man, you have absolutely killed Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I can never see these two recovering in the WWE. These guys are looked as a laughing stock. Yeah, at first this gimmick was cool. We enjoyed it. But at this point, when I seen Fandango hop up on the apron tonight and just start pelvic thrusting and Dolph and Tyler both looking at him like, what the hell? I knew Tyler and Fandango need to get away from the WWE. They're never going to be able to maximize their true potential. They'll always be held down here, which is such a waste, man. It's guys like this that could be in higher roles, but instead, we want to give those bigger positions to people the fans just don't want to see. I'm not going to go into a whole tirade for that. I'm just so pissed at how these three superstars are absolutely wasted. It's heartbreaking. It is literally heartbreaking, man. Seeing week in, week out, Fandango and Breeze, the joke. Breezango a joke. So much promise. These guys could have been a factor in the tag team division, and just wasted, man. I don't understand it, but what do I know, right? At this point, we have a classic. We have a cutback classic to WrestleMania 3, and it's the Randy Savage Ricky Steamboat match for the Intercontinental Championship of the World. And watching this, and keep in mind, I'm just watching the quick highlights, and I wasn't alive to see it when it first. Well, I was alive. I just didn't see it when it first aired. I've seen it many a times through. And some things you just really take for granted, and that's one match that we really take it for granted. But not only the match, the true prestige there was with the IC belt at that time, man. I just don't get it. That belt had so much prestige. And you see Ricky leaving with the belt after winning it for the first time. You hear the crowd's reaction, man. I mean, it is electric. And that's for a mid-card championship. But they treated that belt like it was the top belt. And now the mid-card belt gets treated like the mid-card belt and disrespected, man. And I just hope, coming out of Mania, we really rectify all this, correct it, and let's get some prestige back in these mid-card belts. Okay? The biggest interest and the biggest draw doesn't always have to be the top belt, the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship. Let's bring the prestige back to the IC belt. Let's make the United States Championship more glorious than we've ever seen. But the booking has to be correct. We have to get these belts. We have to get the right matches together and the right, hopefully, to give us the right results. But with that being said, we reach our main event of the night, and it's Shinsuke Nakamura. And as you guys can see, I'm Mania ready, baby. It is going down. Accompanied by AJ Styles and Shelton Benjamin, of course, Chad Gable as always. Which, watching Chad Gable come out, man, like, he has a great build. Not taking anything away from him. It's his face that really throws me off. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. Who really cares? But this match was great for me. The only thing I didn't like is I felt Shelton Benjamin had the upper hand a little bit. I mean, we start out instantly with Shelton taking down Nakamura. Nakamura defends it. I love it. I absolutely love that. And it wasn't long. It was probably 10, 15 seconds. But I absolutely loved it. I loved the takedown. I loved the defense. I loved the getting back up. This match was intense. Just reminded you how talented Shelton Benjamin really is. And just once again proved that Shinsuke is exactly where he should be. Headed to Mania as the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles, shockingly enough, in my mind the whole time I'm like, AJ's not help out Knox. Sure enough, he did. Chad Gable gets on the apron. He's trying to distract the ref. AJ walks over, grabs his foot out under him. Gable hits his face on the apron. He's down. Then our man, Mr. Shinsuke, hits him with the Kinshasa to the face. Tell me that shot ain't bad as crap, guys. I mean, Jesus. Dude, every time he busts it, he is literally trying to take off somebody's head, man. I love it. And we get Nakamura over Benjamin with the 1, 2, 3. Then the true fun begins. So, Nakamura is getting jumped by Gable and Benjamin. And, of course, Nak always helps himself out. Or, sorry, no, that's not what happened. I'm messing up here. That comes a little bit. So, Shinsuke is going ahead and leaving, and sure enough, Chad and Shelton jump AJ. So, Shinsuke runs back in, obviously, saves AJ, and then sets AJ up, man. He runs at he's sitting there while He's trying to recover himself, get back to his feet. Then he runs at AJ, and he's about to throw the biggest knee of his life, biggest Kinshasa of his life, and just hops and stops. And you could just see the look in AJ's eyes. I mean, it was priceless. You seen fear. You seen for a glimpse him questioning if he's going to actually retain his title at Mania. And I thought this was fantastic, man. Not only this, I thought Nakamura dropped his best promo since he's been in the big leagues on SmackDown. Nakamura actually mentions to AJ, smiles at AJ, and he starts telling AJ the reason he invited him out with him tonight is not actually because he needed his help. He wanted to see how he was going to lose at Mania. And then AJ gets in the ring, talks about how he's not going to lose at Mania, and how he's not just doing this dream match for the WWE Universe, he's actually doing it for himself as well. The reason why is because he understands that outside of himself, Nak is considered the best in the world. So he needs to prove to himself that he's still the best in the world. And that's when the fun part with the jumping begins, the Kinshasa. Man, if you could just see the fear, go back and just watch the fear in AJ's eyes, man. Like, you could tell at that moment he envisioned himself losing the title at Mania. And once again, I'm super excited for this. I mean, overall, not the greatest show ever, but it was pretty decent. Like I said, had a good pace to it. I enjoyed it. But with that being said, guys, thank you for joining me for your Tuesday Night Smackdown review. Don't forget the name change. Now, officially, KLIQPOD. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We're still under the Outsiders Podcast. YouTube, KLIQPOD. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Check out Mr. Mean Dean's A through Z pay-per-view reviews. Don't forget about a live WrestleMania show starting at noon Mountain, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. Have your shots ready. It's going to be a fun time. But other than that, guys, for JG, Mr. Mean Dean, and the KLIQPOD, kick ass, take names, and peace.